Hello everybody, I'm glad that we could do this live today, even though it is Good Friday and it's a public holiday. So I'm not sure who's going to be there and ready. I'm ready for you. I don't know if you have questions. I'm ready here to answer any of your questions, and I've got a few things I want to chat to you today about. But I have been really looking forward to this cup of tea, so I'm starting with that because I've made a pot here, and I hope you've made yourself a nice pot because I'd like to have some time with you. I want to chat to you about some exciting things that have happened this last week. In Oikos. The first one is, ta-da! The Math-U-See blocks arrived. So I've got to tell you a little story about these Math-U-See blocks, okay? Because you may or may not know that we import those from America. So we order them, and then they get packaged and sent from that particular state, wherever we ordered them from, to the harbour at New York. And then we wait for them to get loaded on the ship. And then they come across, bobbing along the ocean, probably not bobbing, probably cruising very slowly. In fact, we follow the ship. I remember last live stream I was talking to you about how the journey across the ocean. And I think I gave you the name of the ship. It was Velasque or something like that. But it doesn't matter anymore because that ship has since docked and been offloaded. And Greg went off down to the docks to fetch the blocks. And here they are. And we have them at Oikos for you. So all the time we've been waiting for them, they've been showing out of stock on the Oikos site. And those of you who are waiting might have clicked on the notify me when available, whatever that button says. And now you would have been notified that they are back in stock. So that's the good news. There were some damaged boxes, but don't worry about that because we order enough to compensate for any matters that happen that we'd rather they didn't, but we're sorting that out anyway. So the things don't always, what we order doesn't always just arrive as we ordered it. But we are just very relieved that they're finally here because it took some time and there were some delays, and this importing goods is quite a mission. And in fact, it's okay because the fact is that we've got the blocks now, even though it took some doing. And we've got a cup of tea to celebrate. There's always something to celebrate. Jamie on the other side of the camera there, who is helping me with this live stream. I don't know how people do this on their own because I struggled to do it with help. So he's just sent me the link to tell me that we are good and going and everything is working. So I'm happy about that. Now we can see that it's all happening. And there it is. So if anybody out there would like to ask me any questions while I'm here, because now I can see it's all happening live as we'd like it to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chat to you about a few things, and then don't think I'm ignoring you, because I will look over here from time to time and see if there's any questions for me, and then I'll attend to those questions. But I wanted to carry on with something that I spoke to you about last live streaming, and that was that we've done an enormous amount of Q&A from our last road trip, which was in November. What we did is on the road trip, the whole road trip was actually about Q&A. People would come to meet us, and we'd have time with them, and they wrote their questions on little orange cards, and then I would read their question out and answer it. And so it was lots of questions because that was the whole point. And while I was doing that, Jamie was filming it for us. And since we've been back, we got through the crazy time of everybody needing everything all at the same time. And then he could focus on doing the video clips, sort of doing them in post and getting them ready for uploading. And the good news is, I told you last live streaming that we're busy with them in post. And today I can tell you that they are actually uploaded. But now there's one last step to take. We upload them to a host server where we keep all our videos, and then we've got to put them on our website. But the moment they're on our website, because that's the last step, it hasn't quite happened yet, but when that step happens, I will put one of those videos, for example, the welcome, onto Facebook, and then you will see it, and then I'll give you the link to go to where the other Q&A are of our road trip. The first one is our time in George. So those of you who know anybody who was at those George meetings and they're waiting to know about those videos being produced, well, you can tell them. The next one's going to be PE, and we're still Port Elizabeth. We're still busy with that one. So that's going to be in post for a little while still. But the reason why I'm bringing your attention to it is that there's many questions there that you might find if you just whiz through. We've called each video the actual question that was being asked is the title of the video. So you'll be able to find quite quickly maybe a question that you have that you were wondering what the answer is on that from an Oikos point of view. So those are going to be there. We'll let you know when they're there. And I'm excited that I can tell you today that they actually uploaded, because last week I was telling you we were in that process. So that went well. Jamie, how do I see the questions? Are there questions here that I would be able to look at? Sorry, I'm just checking. I'm checking to see if there's people asking questions. And as I've said, the last 2 or 3 or 4 live streamings, I think this is number 5 now. And this is taking me a bit of getting used to, just to know how the whole thing works. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the fact that with it now being the end of March and we're heading into April, I'm hoping that these first 3 months of the year have been good for you. I really, really do hope so. I hope that your April, by the time April arrives, you feel a little bit more settled, you've got the resources you need, and you are now traveling along this journey. Your routines are how you need them to be, and you're just settling in nicely. That's what I hope for. However, if you are struggling, and that's not the case, and there's certain areas of this journey that you really are finding difficult, or you're uncertain about, or you're feeling a bit unsettled about certain things, you must remember that you can email us at help, HELP, at oikosfamily.coza. You can just email us and let us know what it is that you need help with, and we'll do our best to try and help you. We have been having a few difficulties with Courier, but don't let that worry you either. But we are onto it all the time. Like if, for example, if somebody has a difficulty with Courier, please, I'm asking you not to just wait and wait and see what's actually happening about it. Rather just let us know, because if we know that you're having a difficulty of any kind, well, then we can deal with it from our side and do what we can to try and help get that parcel to you. If you've ordered something and it hasn't come in the time you thought it would, or you'd like it to, or you thought it should, then you can let us know. So that was the one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Hello. Deline is saying hello. Hello, Deline. I'm glad you're saying hello, because it helps me to have somebody there talking to me, so that I don't feel like I'm talking to this camera lens all by myself. I don't believe so, actually, because there's so many people out there that I can be talking to, which I'd love to be talking to, and that's why we're here. Because I also wanted to tell you, I was talking about April before Deline came and said hello. And that is, April is around the corner, and generally by April people have a little settled down in this learning lifestyle. And what it means from our side, from Oikos, is we have a little bit more time to attend to things that we feel that might be supportive for you for the rest of the year. So if you have suggestions about what those things might be, you must also let us know. However, you probably have found that there's a tremendous amount of video support on the Oikos site. We've got a lot of courses, topics covered. One of the subjects that come up a lot is what about certification, and how will we get school leaving qualification from Oikos. And there's quite a lot of concern about that, and so we did a course about that, about how Oikos focuses on that and attends to that specifically. The other exciting thing that I can tell you about for April is we have some help coming. So we have another helping hand, servant of the Lord, coming to serve and support and help here at Oikos. So that is exciting. It's another exciting development. I think I mentioned a couple of live streams ago that our dear darling Mrs. Brown, who was helping me hugely in Oikos, she has moved from Oikos because she went off to go and help family. Family needed her. They moved from here, the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands, and they went off to the Cape to go and help their family there. So we miss her tremendously, but God has sent someone else along to help us. So help is on the way. So we're very, very pleased about that. Thank you, Deline. I'm glad that you're listening. Everybody's listening. Lizelle. Hello, Lizelle. Lizelle is there saying hello as well. I wonder if Deline and Lizelle have any question they want to ask, or you just listening to the live stream. So back to the help coming. I'm just very grateful for that. And so it's good for you. That is good news, because that means that we are strengthening our team here at Oikos to be even more effective to support and help you. You see, there might be a lot of challenges that come our way, but we just see the mountain and we either ask God, please move this mountain so we can keep walking on level paths, or we put our hiking boots on, start hiking the mountain, up the mountain we go. And it's always an adventure, and it's not easy. We were not going to pretend that it's easy, because it's not. But it actually strengthens us. The tougher it gets, the tougher we have to get. So it's not something we feel overwhelmed by. No, we feel the opposite. We feel victorious, because we can just keep pushing on and pressing on. One of the things that does help us, in case you're wondering how we get that strength, of course we get our strength from the Lord. But another thing that I know is a tremendous support is when we get together as a family and play some games. Now, I know I talk about this and I keep bringing it up, but I'm going to, especially because it's the Easter weekend now and everything else, I'm going to just make a suggestion that sometime at some point, if you get together with your family and play a card game or Monopoly or whichever game you might think will be interesting, maybe even watch some of the videos on the Oikos site about the games. You know, we've got that special game section. Recently, in fact, last weekend, we did a few new Oikos videos a few new game videos, I mean to say. And we're trying to find games that are suited for little children. And Jamie said to me the other day, let's get games that aren't just suited for little children, but ones that they can continue to play into their adult life, so they can play those games with their children, and it can keep going. It becomes a treasure, not just we played it when we were children and that's that. I'm going on again about the games because of the fact that a lot happens when we play games. When we play games at Oikos, even with the team, a lot of good happens from that. It gives us a break from, maybe there's a lot of pressure, maybe there's breakdowns, maybe there's challenges, maybe there's things going on that is just really, you see everybody's faces and they're just feeling a little bit demoralized, and you know, well, we've got to change that. And then we play a game. And it's absolutely wonderful. It turns the situation from pressure and stress and negative emotions into joy and strength. And I know that is a very, very good thing to have. So I know where we go to take a break from the stresses that start to feel like they're overwhelming and we may be feeling conquered instead of being conquerors. Games is the go-to for us, playing a game. But, of course, the Word of God is the first go-to always. That is just incredible. That brings life and very, very definitely is like living waters. But when it comes to connecting as a whole family and being a family, then games is the way to go. Oh, hello, Lucinda is there too. Hello, Lucinda. I'm happy you ladies are able to be here with me on this live streaming, even though it's a public holiday and there's lots of things going on public holidays, perhaps Dad home and lots going on. So I appreciate you being there and coming and saying hello on this particular day of this live streaming. I appreciate that. I'm just going to have a look at the time that we have been going here. How long have we been going? All right, we've been going about 15 minutes chatting to you, and I'm just wondering how much longer we should continue chatting. I'm just wondering if any of these ladies that are listening, because one lady, Delene says she's listening to everything. That's sweet. Thank you. I'm just wondering if they have any questions, because otherwise maybe we need to not let this live streaming be too much longer, because it's a public holiday and people have got their family matters to attend to. Of course, I could just keep talking to people all day long, because there were so many things I'd like to talk to you about. These moms that are there now listening, I want to suggest to you that you start your April in a very, very strong place. I know some ways that you can start your April as making it strong, and that is spending time in the Word with your family and spending time playing games. Get some board games and play games together. Read aloud. Spend time on read aloud. Make time for read aloud. If you're not reading aloud to your children and it's something you're not getting to, why don't you make April read aloud month or playing games month. Just like make a decision. Say, okay, this month this is what we're going to do more of. We haven't been doing enough of that, so let's do more of that. And then see how it is by the end of April, what that month looks like to you and how it's been. You just might find a very big difference especially if you bring those very specifically important things back in front and center, back into focus, back as a priority. Because we know what happens. Life just starts to run over us, and there's this rushing around and trying to keep up with everything that's loaded in and come in from every direction. So why don't you just decide, okay, close the door to a few things, just block them off and say, right, this is what we're going to put front and center now, and see how that goes for April. So I know it's the last day. Is it the last day of the month today? I think so. Or maybe tomorrow is the last day of the month. And then we're into April. So I'm hoping that by the time May arrives, I'm going to be here live streaming. I'm going to ask people how their April went. I'm going to hope that it was a really, really good month for them. Because January, February, March are settling into the year. April's now relaxed. Just everything's done, sorted. Now you can just enjoy. That's what I hope April's going to be for you. Okay. People are listening. Ladies are there. Moms are there. We don't have questions. So this Q&A time was more about chat. Oikos chat time, more so than Q&A time. Oh, good. Yes. You must start April strong and good. I've just realized this is Deline. This is Deline. I was smiling at your children, Mom. I've just caught on, sorry, Jenny, a bit slow. Deline, we've got a video of Deline on our website, and she gives the most precious little gift to us. And that is a gift that God gave to her. And it was about smiling at your children. Deline, while you're there, I just want to thank you for that message, sharing that gift that God gave you with us, because I have shared it with so many people. Some moms say, I'm too stressed, or I'm too impatient, and I'm not a good mom. And I say, well, there's this mom, her name's Deline. She felt the same way. But then she prayed about it, and God told her she must smile at her children. And so I shared this. In fact, I shared it on our road trip on the Q&A. I even do, I think one of the videos on Q&A I share about this message that God gave you about smiling at your children. And I shared it, and there's a video about it. And for the rest of you who are watching, there's actually a video of me sitting chatting to Deline, and she shares this testimony herself. So I really hope you can go and watch that. I'll tell you where you can find it. It's under videos and testimonies, mom's testimonies. Right, just give me a moment while I look over here. Okay, Deline, not so good with games. Well, I think we're going to have to change that. I'm thrilled to hear that you are reading aloud and that's going well. But how about, I'm going to give Deline a little gift. This is a gift I'm giving you, Deline. Play games with your children. You said smile at your children. That's the gift God gave you. Smile at your children. Well, he's giving you another one, and that is play games. So I'm going to follow up on this one with you regarding the playing games. And Jamie's just done a clever thing here. He's put did you do that, Jamie? You put the link to Deline's video. Do me a favor. Put a link to the games, because I want Deline to go and look at the games. And Deline, if all you do is actually just watch some of the videos to inspire you to play games, and you'll see. In fact, there's a game on the game section of a father and his daughter. Okay, his daughter is 22, something like that. They play games together, and just watch that video. It's so wonderful. You can just see for yourself why I encourage people to play games. Thank you, listen. I'm very, very glad that you are making a commitment to invest in the games. I know I'm going on about it because of the fact that you noticed I'm not going on about how important maths and science and language and everything else, because I know you already got that. Moms are very responsible and serious about making sure that they're teaching their children their maths and science, and they've got that. And then the part that they seem to miss is the fun part. And I really know that during our children's childhood, the fun element was really high on the list, because we had children with chronic illnesses. So every day I was trying to find a way to lighten the load, and games was one of the ways. And so consequently, these games, the games that we've played and through their childhood and now even as adults, have given so much more than I actually knew they were going to give. So when we went to play a game, it was to try and lighten the day, as in it was a seriously difficult day. Okay, let's pull out a game. And what happened with that, the result of that has been so valuable, and it's going to be different for each family. So I'm not going to go into the list of values of why it is so good, because it's going to be different for each family. I'm smiling because I'm remembering one mom. She said they went to play a game and her children started fighting with each other. They were really, she said it was terrible. It was a terrible experience. And I said, but wait a minute, that gives you reason to see that there's areas that you can really work on in that game while you're playing the game. Work through those relationship problems and actually spend time saying, right, we're going to play. The purpose of this game is for us to have fun, not to fight. So let's do this again. And then what happens is you're actually giving your children reason to, you're helping them to work through difficulties that they have in their character, and you're giving them reason to have fun, because this is about fun now, children. Okay, maybe they're going to be crying over a maths lesson because it's really difficult, and you've got to come alongside and support and encourage and help them with their difficulty in their maths lesson or their language lesson, whatever it might be. But games is about having fun. So that's why you're doing it. You're doing it to have fun. So that's why I think it's such a wonderful gift in a person's home. Lucinda says that they play a lot of card games. There are so many wonderful games, Lucinda. I tell you, once you start noticing and realizing the kind of games that are out there that can actually do all these wonderful things I'm telling you about and the value of them, you're just going to be amazed, because a lot of families didn't grow up with these games. They maybe grew up with the standard games that maybe come to mind, but it has become so vast now, the selection of games that are available to you, that what we're doing is we go and seek out games that we think would be Oikos friendly, and games that will be supportive to you and your family. Supportive on all sorts of levels. As the one thing I've just mentioned is the character opportunity to train character. And the other thing is that if your children are having a particular difficulty in some specific area of learning, and let me give an example, language. You remove the language lessons and you bring in some language games where you're just going to play, then that gives you a better opportunity as a mom to help train that child or teach the child in an area of difficulty that they're having. You're going to help them overcome it while you're playing with them, rather than it being through a difficult lesson. So that's another thing that happens with games. The other thing that happens is the general knowledge of, you play a game where you're learning so much, and you don't even realize you're learning, the parents as well as the children. So much learning is taking place just as it's naturally happening. That's what happens as well. So now I'm on this game topic because it's something that I'm just so passionate about here in this learning lifestyle, and I've just seen so much good come from it. The fact that you're sitting together, talking together as a family, you're not just sitting in front of the TV set, you're actually talking about the game. The cooperative games are my most favorite, because you're working as a team around this game to do whatever the objective of the game is. Some of them are. I'm thinking of one we played recently called Flatline. That's a game about being medics all together in a spaceship, helping, I was going to say passengers, helping patients that have been damaged come into the spaceship. And they come in a pod, and you're the medic team, and you're helping them, helping to cure these patients, but you've got to do it together as a group, and you're on a time limit. So it can put bring out some characteristics in some people that are very noticeable when they're under pressure. This is what happens. They get loud, or they get angry, or they get nervous, and then you see that, and then you can help them work through that. I mean, the parent might even find the stress gets to you, and I don't want to bring stress into the game, but I'm just saying you've got to keep it as fun. But some people will react to that in different ways, even yourself. And then that actually helps to grow the family. But I have to say that one of the things that is, to me, the most valuable, if I have to really put a value to these games and I have to pick one, it would be memories. The memories and the experiences that you have as a result of doing this. Think about, say, a family holiday. What you remember, you go camping as a family and you remember your camping adventures, or you go on a field trip or an outing and it's something of great interest and the family are together doing this. Now, as an adult now, you might have some fond memories from your childhood, and you would like to, I hope, give your children some fond memories from their childhood. And so that's why games become such a focus thing for us, because it's right near the top of the list when it comes to fond memories and the experiences we had. It just could go on and on and on with the list of good that comes from that, from those experiences, from playing games together. I'm going to have a look here to see if there's anything I missed. I think, how long have we been live streaming now? I don't know what Jamie was flashing her. 10, 20, 30? 30 minutes. Okay, that's quite enough time for you to be listening to me going on about these things that I'm so passionate about. It's all an attempt to help you in your learning lifestyle and in your parenting and in your keeping your children at home. I'm presuming that's what you are doing because you are here on the Oikos live streaming. And enjoy this rest of this weekend and enjoy playing games with your children. And I'm glad that our ship came in. If you came in later onto the live streaming and you didn't get it, here I'm just showing you that the ship came in with the stock, this maths blocks and also the science books that some people were waiting for. They have arrived. And go and have a look at some videos. Go and have a look at some of the game videos that we have put up there for you. And play some games this weekend. Because why not? See what happens. In the meantime, thank you, all you ladies, lovely ladies. Thank you for joining me here today on this live streaming. And I hope you will join me at the next one. It'll be lovely to have you there again. So thank you for being with me. Bye.